There's a small silver coin from 1928 that has shocked collectors all over the world. The Mercury Dime. At first glance, it looks like just another tiny piece of silver, but this dime hides unbelievable secrets, and some of them are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The Mercury Dime, officially called the Winged Liberty Head Dime, was designed by Adolph A. Weinman. It's one of the most beautiful coins ever made in U.S. history. The coin shows a young Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, but most people back then thought it was the Roman god Mercury, and that's how it got its famous nickname, the Mercury Dime. Now let's talk about why the 1928 Mercury Dime is so shocking. In 1928, the U.S. Mint struck these dimes at two locations, Philadelphia and San Francisco. The Philadelphia dimes have no mint mark, while the San Francisco ones show a tiny S mark on the back, just to the right of the E in one dime. But here's the twist. While over 19 million were made in Philly, only about 7.4 million came out of San Francisco, and that's where the real money begins to appear. If you have a 1928 S Mercury Dime in your collection, even a worn example can be worth $5 to $20, but that's just the start. The higher the grade, the crazier the value gets. A coin in uncirculated condition with a sharp strike can bring you over $300 to $500. But wait, if it has a full bands detail on the torch on the reverse side, known as a full bands Mercury Dime, you could be holding a jackpot worth more than $2,000 or even $3,000 at auction. Imagine finding a small dime that could pay your rent for months. That's how wild the 1928 Mercury Dime market has become. But what makes some of these coins so valuable? It's not just age or silver content. Every detail matters: the shine, the strike, the tiny lines, and how well preserved it is. The full bands variety means the horizontal lines on the torch's center bands are fully separated and sharply struck. Collectors go absolutely crazy for these because they show the coin was made with a perfect die and handled with care, a true gem among millions. Now, let's step deeper into the silver magic of this coin. Each 1928 Mercury Dime contains 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing about 2.5 grams. So even in melt value alone, it's worth more than $1 today, but its collector value is far beyond its metal. There's also a story hidden behind its time period. The late 1920s were full of tension. The U.S. economy was booming but about to collapse into the Great Depression. People used these very dimes to buy bread, pay rent, and survive daily life. That gives every Mercury Dime a real historical soul. It's like holding a tiny piece of 1928 America in your hand. Now here's the shocking part. Some 1928 dimes have error varieties that can turn your simple coin into a small fortune. One of the most talked about errors is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin was misaligned in the press. These can be worth $500 to $1,000 depending on how dramatic the error is. Another rare one is the double die obverse, where you can see slight doubling on Liberty's face or the inscriptions like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Such pieces can fetch hundreds, even thousands, depending on the visibility of the doubling. There's even the die crack and cut errors, where small raised lines or chunks appear due to damage on the minting die. These are like the fingerprints of the minting process, and collectors absolutely love unique examples. And Saqib, here's something truly crazy. In top MS-67 condition with full bands, a 1928 S Mercury Dime once sold for over $12,000 at heritage auctions. That's right, a dime smaller than your thumb, worth more than a car. Now, if you're wondering how to spot if your coin is valuable, here's the trick. First, grab a magnifying glass and check the reverse side. Look closely at the torch. If you can see those crisp, fully separated horizontal lines, congratulations, that's a full bands dime. Next, check the edges. Sharp rims and full detail in Liberty's wings mean higher grades. Finally, flip the coin and see if there's an S mint mark. The 1928 S dimes tend to command higher premiums, especially in mint condition. But don't underestimate the Philadelphia ones either. While they're more common, perfect uncirculated examples with full bands can still go up to $1,000 or more, especially when slabbed and graded by PCGS or NGC. Many collectors dream of completing a Mercury Dime set, from 1916 to 1945, but the 1928 issues, especially the S, are always among the hardest to find in pristine shape. That's why this coin holds such a special place in numismatic hearts. And let's not forget the artistic side. Adolph Weinman, the same man who designed this coin, also created the famous walking Liberty half-dollar. His designs captured the American spirit like no other, full of grace, freedom, and pride. That's why even after nearly a century, the Mercury Dime still feels alive, radiant, and timeless. There's something magnetic about the shine of old silver. When you hold a 1928 Mercury Dime, you're not just holding metal, you're holding history, craftsmanship, and luck. Who knows? Maybe your old dime jar or family collection hides one of these treasures without you realizing it. Collectors today are paying massive prices for coins in high grades, and the market for early silver dimes is only heating up. Each year, rare coin prices climb higher, and every time a high-grade Mercury Dime appears at auction, bidding wars erupt like fireworks. So next time you see an old Mercury Dime, don't walk past it. Check the date, check the mint mark, and check those full bands, because you might be staring at a little silver miracle worth thousands. The 1928 Mercury Dime isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of a forgotten America, a rare gem from the past, and one of the most beautiful designs in U.S. coinage history. Its combination of rarity, beauty, and silver content makes it irresistible to collectors everywhere. And who knows, maybe one day, you'll be the one telling your friends how you turned a single 1928 dime into a small fortune. Because in the world of coins, every little detail can turn ordinary metal into extraordinary money.